Okay, could you introduce yourself, please? And
Hi,
thank you
my
for
name is
being here.
Matt.
Sorry.
I'm from West Milford, New Jersey. I used to live in Bergen County, New Milford, New Jersey. Most of my life spent growing up there. And I'm here today to help with LGBT issues and the fact that there should be community centers for us.
Do you work in Bergen County as well, or?
I currently work in Bergen County in the upper north end of Bergen County.
Okay.
I still participate. A lot of my life is down in Bergen County. Doctors, most of my social life is down in that area. So even though I live in Passaic, my life is a Bergen County
Okay.
area.
And let me ask you, how do you identify with the LGBTQ? How is that in relation to you?
I'm sorry.
How does LGBTQ community, how does that relate to you?
Well, I am myself. I am gay, and I, I basically came out many years ago. Grew up in the '80s during the hardest of times being gay, and have survived through that.
Okay. And can I ask you, being a gay man, currently that Bergen County does not have a central location, a resource center. Do you see that there's a need for something like that?
Definitely. I mean, I think there's always a need for a center for people to be able to go to, whether it be social, health wise, mentally, physically, just to gather, to talk. I think centers are incredibly needed for LGBTQ because there is nothing. And I know even myself, I would have benefited from having something like that back in the day. And even now, there are times that I could really just use somebody to talk to or a place to go that I feel good gathering with people.
Awesome. And do you think the fact that Bergen County doesn't have a center, do you think that impacts people's thinking as to wanting to live here or feel comfortable here? Do you think that impacts them?
I think to a degree, especially people who identify as LGBTQ, they want a place that they can feel comfortable with and be at and know that there's some place for them to go. They don't want to deal with being ostracized or anything like that or harmed. There should be a place, a central place, location, other than a bar.
Yeah. And do you think representation is important? In the sense of being visible and having visibility, and like you said, other than a bar, because a bar, it's great, and the bar feathers really helped our community immensely. Thank God we had that. Um, but is that the best representation for people that are coming out that are young and have nowhere to go? Do you think it's better to have somewhere where it's not associated with drinking and hanging out all night? And you know what I mean? Do you think that there's a value in having somewhere else to go?
Definitely, there needs to be someplace else. I mean, some people don't feel comfortable walking into a bar, don't feel comfortable. And over the years, a bar has gotten, obviously, right now we can't even really go into one, but over the years, I've seen the bar change to where it's not even as comfortable as it used to be, which is weird when you think of how far we've come in rights and things like that. But I think there needs to be that place. First of all, most people who are dealing, a lot of people, I won't say most, but a lot of people dealing with struggles can't go into a bar because they're too young.
Yeah.
They need someplace else to go. There needs to be something other than a place where people are going to drink and deal with drunk people and deal with messes and stuff like that. They need to see general life, not just drinking life.
Yeah. And before we wrap up, is there any other information you want to say? This is your platform. Is there anything else you want to say or?
I mean, I like to consider myself very open, and if somebody needs help, they can reach out to me anytime. I'm thrilled with seeing places that you didn't expect to see a rainbow flag flying. My doctor's office, their office building flies a rainbow flag outside. And I never forget the first time I walked up and noticed that. It was amazing to see. So I just think it's great that there is acceptance more, and diversity is abounding. So I think we just need to keep that moving forward. And I think a community center would be a great help in doing that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for your thoughts on this matter, and thank you for taking the time out to talk with us. Do you feel comfortable with everything you said here?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and you give consent that this is going to be shared publicly at some point. And mind you, before I do that, I will reach out to you and then show you exactly what I plan to make public. So you can then also decide then, and also at any given time, you can just say, hey, I don't feel comfortable. And I'll take it down within reasonable amount of time, maybe in the shower or something, or on vacation. But just so you know that this is that.
No, that's perfect. That's great. I consent to all that. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm going to end the recording now.